Well, hello, everybody. I'm here with Mary Russell, 30 years mortgage broker in Santa Cruz, California. Hello, Mary.
Hey Keith, so good to see you today.
Vice versa. Hey, I have some questions for you concerning a reverse mortgage. You got a few minutes?
Just a few for you.
All right. Well, people have been talking about the reverse mortgage. Exactly what is a reverse mortgage?
Well, boy, that's a good question. A lot of people want to know that answer. It is an instrument, as they say in the mortgage world. It's a loan that is for anybody who is 62 or older, who does not want to have a mortgage payment, get equity out of their home, or just have a line of credit. And it's a tool that can be used just based on your age and your equity.
Huh. Well, why would somebody consider a reverse mortgage if they're 65, 70 years old? You know, everything's fine. They got their house. And why would they consider a reverse mortgage?
Well, again, another good question, but everybody thought, oh, I'm just going to pay it off. I don't need to have a mortgage. But if you think about it, on a fixed income like Social Security these days or pensions, this will give you some extra cash to spend on a second home, to downsize, to help with your kids' education. It actually helps you to protect your assets, as they say.
Huh. Okay, so if somebody has $1 million home and it's already paid for, so they don't have a mortgage payment, um, why would they consider a reverse mortgage?
Well, again, you could have tax-free money. Let's say it's $1 million home, like you said, and you could probably get $500,000 in cash, and that's tax-free. I mean, you can't beat that sort of interest rate or even getting that type of money.
Now, tax-free, nothing is tax-free these days.
Yes, it is. On a reverse mortgage, I can certainly prove it to you.
Okay, so I pull out a $500,000 and I just want to go blow it. I can do that, or I can invest it in other property. I can invest it in my grandkids. I can do anything with that money that I want. Am I hearing that correctly?
That's correct. I mean, you could even take the whole family on a cruise if you want after the pandemic.
That's cool. All right, now, you hear all kinds of things, and I've been in conversations, and yeah, if I mention the word reverse mortgage, they give me kind of the cross sign, say that that's bad stuff. The bank wants your property. How do you respond to all those kind of things?
Well, you don't. No. What you do is information is powerful. So whoever does that, you invite them in and say, okay, tell me what your concerns are. What are your priorities? What is it that you think is wrong with reverse mortgage? And most of the time it's the bank owns my home, or they'll take it away from me. Again, we've talked about this a number of times. The bank does not want your home. They do not want to own your home. And the only way they're going to come for you is if you don't pay your property taxes or your insurance, you don't live there, or you don't maintain it.
Okay. So my home being paid for really doesn't, my home equity doesn't really help me because it's just sitting there. So if the property values go down, I've basically lost my asset or part of my asset. Is that correct?
That's true. Like you said, it's protecting your asset. And especially as I think we've talked about this, is through this whole coronavirus thing, we don't know where values are going.
Mhm.
And if you have a reverse mortgage now, it was based on the value that you did have when you got the reverse mortgage. So it's a good thing. That's a
Okay.
protecting of your asset.
Okay. And let's say that, I just want to keep, I want to pay my mortgage just so that I don't pass on a big debt to my kids or something. Can I do that?
You can always make a mortgage payment. You do not have to not make one. If it makes you feel comfortable to do that, go ahead and do so. But it certainly gives you the opportunity not to do that if you can't.
Okay. And do I get to write off the interest on it?
No, unfortunately, you can't unless you are making a payment.
Yeah, that's what I
Reverse.
mean. If I make my payment though, I
Oh,
I can write
yes.
off. Okay. All right. Well, that's
Yes, you do.
cool.
Right.
All
But
right.
if you aren't making any payments, no, you cannot write off that interest. You're not paying anything.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So, what is one piece of advice you'd give somebody on a reverse mortgage before we get off?
I think the main thing is to set your priorities. Where do you want to be? Uh, where where are you in retirement? Talk it over with your kids. Talk it over with friends that have reverse mortgages. Talk it over with your CPA, your financial planner. Talk it over with your mortgage broker. The main thing though is to get educated on that and let it look at it as an option. I think that's really what it is. It's a tool, an option, not for everybody, but at least don't put the cross up and say no.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get in touch with you for a free consultation?
I'd love that opportunity and bring the kids in too. I would love to sit with them. The best way is to reach me is my cell phone, and that's 831-566-8836. And I'll be happy to sit with you after the pandemic, have a phone consult, even do a Zoom meeting.
All right, well, that sounds good. Well, Mary, thank you so much for the time and the great information.
I will definitely see you at home.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.